Hello everyone and welcome back to day 9 of me trying to create an Animal Crossing island in time for Christmas. Just 12 days and boy, I am feeling it now. I'm starting to get a little bit tired of all the decorating, but we're getting there. We are getting there. We are nearly in double figures. The end is in sight. So today is going to be a lot more decorating, a lot more of moving in some cute Christmassy villagers, and maybe even finally having a full neighborhood. So let's get into it. Snowdrop officially has a new resident. Welcome, Flurry. If we could cuddle villagers, I would definitely be giving this bundle of fluff a hug. I was so excited about her arrival that I went to check on her and welcome her to the island. I then headed to resident services to speak with Tom to discuss getting an incline. The area where I wanted the incline was behind the shops for the area that I decorated yesterday, so if you missed that video, go ahead and watch it. So I did the terraforming for the incline itself and then paid off the debt. After that, I realized I'd forgotten to invite the next villager, who is of course Eric. I ordered these amiibos specifically for this island, so I am definitely going to be using them. Then I decided it was time to work on an area that I had been neglecting for a long time. This area is behind Blanche's house, which is near to the entrance, and also in front of Aurora's house, and it was up on a cliff, and I found these really cute ice fishing kind of custom designs, so I chucked them down on the ground ages ago, and then I kind of neglected the area. So I decided to do a little bit of like a fishing area up here. So I decided to use some of the storefronts, create maybe like a little shed idea, because if you're ice fishing, you need somewhere to seek refuge from the cold. That was my thinking anyway. I don't know. I've never been ice fishing. I don't know how it works. Maybe you have like a little shed. I'm sure I've seen pictures before. But anyway, we have the smoker in as well, so you can have super fresh, smoky fish. I honestly couldn't think of anything worse, to be honest. I'm not a big fish fan, but it makes a good build, right? And I thought it was something a little bit different, maybe. I'm sure not all winter islands have fishing areas, but if you were looking for something else to put on your Christmas or winter island, definitely maybe think about these. These are really cute designs. And then you just scatter in some fishing poles, which you can easily get hold of from Nook's Cranny, and just some like bottles and stools, and I also added in a little bucket as well. And I just thought that this area was just kind of cute. I don't know if you really should add a radio to a fishing area, because I don't know if that actually scares the fish, but it looked cute and I had it in my inventory and I was like, I'm never going to use this anywhere else, so I'm just going to put it on the ground here. I would need something to keep me entertained while I'm fishing. Anyway, so here is what it looked like afterwards. I obviously added in some flowers and things that still need to grow in, but it's just a nice little filler area, and Ketchup was playing star of the show here, and then here it is from a different angle as well. I just thought it was cute. Just something simple-ish, and then we got photobombed by a balloon. As you can see, I of course did have to shoot the balloon down, and thankfully it was a recipe that I didn't have yet, and it was very seasonal. It was the illuminated snowflakes, so I'm sure we'll see them coming to a decoration soon. It was then time to start work on the neighborhood, and for this I needed to move some villagers out of the way, and this is going to involve the most time traveling I've done in one day. I'm going to get so bored of seeing the start screen, that's for sure. So Ketchup was the first to get relegated out of the area, and then I went ahead and spoke to Eric to try and get him to move in, and gave him his gift for the day, which I think he was happy about. I cannot wait to have Eric's lovely log cabin on this island. It's such a good house. If you saw the video yesterday about the shops, I was a little bit annoyed by the gap in between Nook's Cranny and the cliffs and the fact that you could see it. So I actually decided to go ahead and fix it by adding in some storefronts in behind the main storefront. And I think this just helped fill out the area a little bit. And then I did do some cliffs around it as well. So fingers crossed, this looks a little bit better. I mean, I know I can sleep at night knowing that we can't see the cliffs now. I invited Eric for a second time, and then I moved Rudy's house out of the way of the new neighborhood. For his souvenir today, Eric very conveniently wanted the music stand, which thankfully I had one in my storage. Just one more time and Eric will be moving in. I found a place for Rudy's home. I don't actually think he's going to form part of the neighborhood, so I put him down here, which is kind of in front of the market, the coffee truck area, and hopefully I can make this area feel a bit more cohesive because it needs a lot of love right now. It was also time to invite Eric to the campsite for the third and final time. Hopefully he wants something easy because so far he's been pretty easy to please. Now that I have officially moved out all of the villagers out of the way, I was able to design the area where I want my neighborhood to be. This took a lot of maths, a lot of brain power to figure out, but I finally got a design that I was kind of happy with. As you can see, it kind of looks like a bit of a circular pattern for now, but you'll see very shortly that it doesn't always stay like this. But I can officially move Fauna in, and she's going to have pride of place right at the top here. You all need to just take a minute and appreciate that Eric is the true snack king. Look how much he loves chips, or crisps as we call them here in the UK. With my Eric appreciation out of the way, I gave him the wooden chest he wanted, and then it was time to play Big Brother and decide who finally gets evicted from the island. I decided to go for ketchup this time, and we are finally nearly there with all of our wintry Christmassy villagers. Thank God. In the blink of an eye, for you, at least, it felt like an eternity for me. I moved Flurries and Ursula's home into their new plot spaces. Before moving the final home, I got a little distracted. I changed the island flag to something a bit more Christmassy, and Isabel definitely approved. Love that. I also invited Bo to the campsite. Hopefully, he will be the last villager we need to invite via Amiibo. Bo wanted the sauna heater, which I had in my storage anyways. I wish they were all this easy. My distractions continued, and I decided to do a little bit of terraforming. I first destroyed this cliff, and then I made a little pond area for absolutely no particular reason other than putting off decorating my neighborhood. It's safe to say I was a little bit nervous about doing this. I time traveled forward to the next day without even realizing that it was New Year's Eve, and of course that meant that resident services was closed and I couldn't really do a lot. So as fun as it would be to celebrate with you, Tom and Isabel, we're gonna have to give it a pass this year. And just like that, it was a brand new year. I'm always living in the future right now, which is kind of weird to think about. Anyway, as long as there's still snow on the ground, I'm still gonna keep playing in this time. And this time it was time to finally move Eric's home. And this is the last villager that I wanted to move in for our neighborhood. Before getting started on the neighborhood, I invited Bo over yet again. And this time he wanted a garden rock. Again, another really easy recipe that I already have. Perfect. And then there was one little final thing to do before I can actually start decorating my neighborhood. And I decided to go for a diagonal pattern, and this should hopefully hide the snow a little bit and then create a nice smooth line. As you can see, I am super low on pattern design spaces, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do about an ice rink, but hey, at least we have this, and hopefully this will help make my dream neighborhood. I actually didn't expect how hard it would be to put this path down. I cut some of it out, but it definitely took me a while to figure out where exactly each piece should go. This is my first time ever using a diagonal path. It's something that I've seen before but never actually delved into myself, but I think it does look really effective. So I'm glad that I finally stepped out of my comfort zone and done it. I also did add some brick into the center because we'll put a gazebo or something there. And then I did add in some plain party lights at the front here. Here's the gazebo. I went for it in white because I like the way that that pops against the dirt path. And then back here, I wanted something that felt a little bit communal, something that's a little bit cute. So I put down a bunch of these cute brick paths. You've seen them already on this island. It's a really nice design, and I love that they're kind of a little bit snowy but not too snowy. So I popped these all down here, just made like a little kind of area right at the back, because otherwise it would have been like cutting into the neighborhoods, and I didn't want to do that, like the neighborhood yard area. I didn't want to do that. So I put these wood partitions at the back here just as kind of like a little bit of a backdrop, just something there so it signifies the end, and also that means that I don't really have to decorate what's on behind there. Maybe I'll chuck a few flowers down, we'll see. And I decided to use the piano because I thought that that's nice, maybe somewhere that they can come and sing carols and I think I might have a whole dedicated carol singing area, but I just thought, just for this area, it was just something cute. And I didn't really know what to put here, so I just popped down some flowers just to fill out the area. And I couldn't get that piano bed right, but we got there in the end. I also decided, because I'd used the dirt path and overlaid it with custom designs other areas of the island, I decided to do that here too. So I've got the frost kind of colors, and I've also got some cute little random custom designs such as the mittens, the leaves. I just thought that they would be nice just to add in. The plain party lights down here looked a little bit lonesome, so I added in some triangular topiaries. I did have to move this tree. It is a cute little half-grown cedar tree, but we had to move it just so that we could make it a little bit symmetrical. Sometimes you just need a little bit of symmetry in your life. And then I've continued on using the white picket fence. I'm just going to call it that because it's so much easier. I had a little bit of an indecisive moment about where I was going to put it, but I just decided maybe just a little bit by the front of the back of the houses, just to like separate the area. And then leading up to the houses themselves, I decided we just want a little something. So I decided to use these stepping stones that I've been using throughout this island. And of course, every house needs to have their own doormat. So I'm just going to use a different variety of patterns and things for each of the different houses. I'm a little bit sad that I'm not going to have time to kind of make them all the same kind of style and obviously make them all a bit more cohesive. But honestly, can you imagine? There is no physical way that I could speedrun Happy Home Paradise and get that unlocked in 12 days. That would just be, I would be playing Animal Crossing 24/7 for 12 days. So I'm definitely not doing that. So we're just going to have to make do with what we've got. I've tried to stick with as many villagers as I know whose houses I kind of like. And I think the only one that maybe does stand out a little bit here with the blue door is probably Flurry's, but I'm not overly mad about it because it kind of fits with the whole wintry, the white. There is something that's like a little bit, obviously it's white, but you know what I mean? Like the snow has a little bit of blue to it, if that's possible. And then I thought this area was all looking a little bit bare, so I decided to add in the car and also the cruiser bike, which is just cute. And then I also had a stroller as well, so I thought that was a cute little addition. And then I decided to add in some more wheat fields just to kind of break up the area. I've also dotted in some leaf piles as well, just to, again, I think they work to help kind of hide the diagonal pattern a little bit, just a little bit. I did put some snow outside of Fauna's house, and then over here for Flurry's house, I didn't really know what to do. I kind of had a bit of a struggle. So I was like, don't overthink it. Let's just put some cute items down. So we've got the sleigh, the cutout grass standee, which I actually do kind of love. I don't know, they're growing on me. It's an item that I was like, I'm never ever going to use this realistically, but over time they've definitely grown on me. I know they're very flat. And then back over to Fauna's house, I really needed like some seating, so that's why we left it pretty quickly. So we got the round covered table. I will get something to go on top of this at some point if I ever remember. Just maybe like a little cup of coffee or something, just to like add a little detail. But yeah, this is kind of all that I'm going to do for Fauna's house, again with the fencing, just to like separate off the back area. Don't ask me what I'm going to do for the peninsula. This is very close to the peninsula, and honestly I don't have a clue. So yeah, ideas? Please give me some ideas. Do I need to decorate it? I don't know. And then down here for Eric's yard, again, I'm going to keep it fairly simple. I decided to add in another decay tree. I keep meaning to place these in when I'm decorating, and I keep forgetting. So I definitely need to be better at incorporating them. I didn't think I would be able to get this garden rock down because of where Teddy is, but it let me, which is very surprising. And then back up here, we have a little seating area. I wanted to give Eric some snacks, so I was like, should I give him the bread? But the bread was a little bit too much. That's not a snack, is it? That's like enough bread to last a month maybe. So I was like, no, that's a bit over the top. So I did just put in a drying rack as well. I don't know if he's the sort of person that would do his washing. He is very lazy, so maybe he would just leave it on the floor as a floor drobe instead. But hey, at least I can hope that he has good intentions. At least if he's doing it in winter and doing his laundry outside, maybe he's not quite as well. Trained in the house department, as you probably should be. Anyway, for this area, this is Ursa's house, who actually, looking at it, I'm not so mad about this because her door kind of matches Flurry's door, which I didn't even realize until editing this back. So I'm quite happy about that. For her house, I well and truly struggled. So this was just a matter of chucking down some wheat fields. And then there we have it. This is what the finished neighborhood looks like. When we do a tour, which is probably going to come right at the end of the 12 days, I'll show you it a bit better. But here is what it kind of looks like. I'm quite happy with it. I think it is sticking with the ongoing theme that we've got. It's not too overly cluttered. And we have a diagonal. I've never done that before, so that's very exciting. Okay, we can breathe a sigh of relief now. That is the neighborhood done, and that is the end of day 9. I forgot how much work neighborhoods were, so we definitely won't be doing any more of this on this island, especially not because now we officially only have 3 days left. So that is the end of today. I shall see you again tomorrow for day 10. We are in double figures. This is crazy. Oh my gosh. Have a great rest of your day. Goodbye.